I've been dealing with self-sabotage for the past 2 years, and this video is about how I'm finally overcoming it. 2 years ago, I moved into this art studio in Toronto, and it was literally my dream come true. I had everything that I wanted. Everything that I was working towards finally happened. But somehow, once I got here, I just felt stuck. I did get swamped with commission work though, but I stopped painting original artwork. I stopped posting on YouTube, and I actually got sick. And if you want to hear more about that story, you could check out this video. But thankfully, I did heal from the sickness I was experiencing. And even after all of that, going through all of that, I still felt stuck. Like, I still didn't know what to do. Even though I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to make YouTube videos. I knew I wanted to paint again and make more original paintings. But I was just feeling overwhelmed. I was overthinking. There was a lot of thoughts going through my mind. And one of the things that was bothering me was my actual studio. So when I moved in, I basically brought all my old stuff from my old studio and put it here, and it was okay. I made it look okay, but it started to not feel how I wanted it to feel. And I'm the type of person where my environment really affects me. My space plays a big part in how I feel mentally and emotionally. And the studio was just not giving what I wanted it to give at the time. And I felt like that was a huge block that was holding me back. And so I decided to redecorate.
I'm falling asleep to all the peace that you keep. Still trying to waste some time. Yeah. Trying to lose your mind, trying to lose your mind.
So redecorating actually really did help a lot. I felt really great about how the studio looks now, but you guessed it, I still felt stuck. I started overthinking about, okay, now what do I do next? I don't have any more excuses. The studio is good, but I knew that I wanted to paint next. I just didn't know what to paint. And every time I started a new painting, which I have started multiple paintings, y'all. But every time I would start, I wouldn't finish it. I would think, this isn't a good idea. No one's gonna like this painting. Oh, I could come up with something better. And I would just start and stop these projects for months. And that's when I knew that I was dealing with self-sabotage. because I kept having these negative thoughts, constantly negative thoughts. And the thoughts were a lot of fears that I had, fears of failure, fears like no one's going to like my work. I fell off. No one's going to care about me. I haven't posted in months, years. But I also had fears of success, like fear of the unknown of what success looks like. Like, okay, if I finally reach where I'm headed to, are people going to treat me differently? Is my life going to change? Are people going to judge me? And that's another one, fear of judgment. Like I really have a fear that people are going to think negative things about me. Like people are going to talk about how I look, talk about my work, talk about how I dress. And all these fears and negative thoughts were getting in the way of me just doing what I had to do. And I realized that none of these fears are actually real. Like it was all in my head, but they felt real. And even though I knew that these fears weren't real, I would always forget. Like I'd wake up the next day and then start thinking negatively again. And so one thing I did that really changed a lot for me is that I would listen to positive motivational podcasts. Like in my ear, every morning, every day, I would listen to these podcasts and they would remind me that these fears aren't real. They would remind me to think positively instead of negatively. And that is something I realized I needed, was a constant reminder, daily reminders that these fears are not real and to think positively. And when I started listening to these podcasts, it motivated me to just start, because that's what a lot of these podcasters were saying, like, just start, just do it. And then everything else will fall into place. And so I did. I started another painting. But this time, I just trusted the process instead of worrying about the outcome. And I believe in God. I believe in manifestation. I believe in the power of the universe. And I also believe in myself. And remembering that got me to trust the process and to start believing that everything would just work out and I don't have to overthink about it not working out. And so when I started, I got in the flow of things. I got in the zone and I started to enjoy the process again. And I started to have fun. And I started to remember, like, this is the whole reason why I'm doing this, is because I actually enjoy it. I'm not doing it for the outcomes. I'm not doing it for the result of what I think will happen. The most important thing is actually enjoying what I'm doing, enjoying my actual life, enjoying being an artist and painting and creating these things and living my best life. And I just realized that that is the whole point. That's why I'm doing this anyways. As long as I was enjoying the process, I realized that it was all worth it. This painting is the first original painting, not including commissions, that I've made in months, if not actually closer to 2 years, which sounds crazy. And this YouTube video is the first YouTube video I've made in like 3 months. And so I feel like I'm finally overcoming my self-sabotage. And that's because I've finally been able to let go of everything having to be perfect. I am really working on ignoring all my fears and recognizing that they are not real. And I'm working every day to think more positively. And most importantly, I am just focused on the process and actually just having fun. Just having fun with life. So if you are struggling with self-sabotage, I hope that this video inspires you to reconnect with the process of things and to live in the moment and to just have fun and to stop thinking so negatively. And most importantly, just start.